Hi, I'm Donnie Snyder, co-founder of Home Evolution Construction, a general contractor based here in New York City. We've been working with frameless doors quite a lot in the past couple of years, and this is one of our most recent projects. The door is flush with the wall and is almost invisible. As you can see, it has a sleek and clean look. It's not easy to achieve, especially if you're installing this type of door and hardware for the first time. That is why we've decided to show you the most effective way to do it, and which we've perfected throughout multiple projects. The main secret for a fast and high quality result is our very own edge beads. Simple plastic corner beads that go around hinges of various types and save you hours of work maneuvering around hardware during the finishing process. You can find more information about them in the link below. And now Rolando and I are going to show you how it's done. This is step one. We have our framed opening. We've already put sheetrock on the sides of the jambs. Now we're ready to install the header piece. For the header, we've made an offset on this blocking to stick out past the framing in order to catch the pivot hinge. The pivot hinge needs something to screw into, and with the offset pivot hinge, the blocking is a little bit proud of the framing for the catch the screws. We have one on each side, and now we're going to install the header. So we've installed the last part of the blocking for the header. That's actually the part that the pivot hinges will screw into. And next we install the sheetrock on the face. And this piece of sheetrock, we used a router to notch out the back of the sheetrock in order to allow for that offset in the blocking that we had just installed. Now we've already located the pivot hinge on the blocking, and for the sheetrock to go on the header, we've already used a fine tool to notch out for the pivot hinge location. This doesn't have to be precise, we've just notched out slightly larger to give us a little bit of wiggle room, and we'll install the header piece. Now we have the edge bead. This is going to fit around the hinge perfectly to create a edge bead for the painting and plastering to come later. This shim we made from 3/8 plywood, which will hold the pivot hinge flush with the edge bead, and we will install that now. Next step, we've installed our edge bead around the pivot hinge, and between the edge beads we'll put a standard corner bead in, which we've modified to fit between the edge bead, and we knocked off the bottom corner where the hinge pivot hinge actually is. So we'll install this next. And finally, the final corner beads that will go on the jamb side. And now we have all of the edge beads and the corner beads installed at the framed opening. So now with the edge bead in place, it makes it much easier to install and remove the pivot hinge. This is advantageous to the finisher, as he will be able to apply the tape and joint compound without having to worry about messing up the hinge or maneuvering around it. At this point, we're ready to apply the mesh tape to the corner beads and edge beads. At this stage, we have all the compound applied around the opening and the edge bead. It's been very easy to maneuver around the pivot hinge location without it being installed. And as you can see, we still have left the perfect opening for the pivot hinge to fit into to be installed and removed as you wish. Typically, with the pivot hinge installed, you would have to maneuver around it during the entire finishing process, which is not easy. With the edge bead, you can just glide over it effortlessly with the knife and the brush or roller, and you might just require just a little bit of cleaning on the interior. Finally, we're ready for the door installation. The edge bead comes preset to hold it back 1/8 of an inch away from the jamb. On the door, we've mortised the pivot hinge flush with the edge. This gives us 1/8 inch clearance between the door and the jamb.